Milan, what do you think about Chelsea's prospect this season? There's been a lot of talk about how you guys are signing players. Any small thing, anybody,
anybody,
Pastor
man.
Milan
Anybody,
and
man.
they catch you.
Bro, they won't sign me, man. They won't sign. I'm coming up with my. What about Sterling now?
So Sterling
Who
football.
believes that Sterling was going to play the way?
What do you mean the way he play? I don't know. I say Sterling didn't play well.
No, this is not the Sterling we know.
I mean, he's getting old.
Fine, but still, it's not the Sterling we were accustomed to.
Hello everyone. If you're looking for a sports show that will tell you what you already know or affirm your delusional takes on sports, I suggest you change the channel now. This is the Sports Lounge, where we expect neck-grabbing, gentle touching, box penetrating, butt spanking action.
Tomoa, nice, interesting choice of words. nice diction. Nice diction.
Get your head out of the gutters. Everybody knows that I'm simply describing Game Week 1 of the Premier League.
Fair enough. I'll let it slide.
All right, this is the Sports Lounge where we embody the lifestyle, spirit, and banter of sports fans all over. My name is Tomiwa, and I've been dubbed by the gods of enjoyment as the babyest of boys. Trust me, I'm not alone in the studio. I have with me to my left one of my favorite writers of all time, one of my favorite sports writers actually. I remember one of my favorite articles from the NNL, that's the Nigerian National League. It was a game against Sporting Lagos and Abia Comet, and the quote was this: when Abia Comet, victory Comet.
Finish.
But it was guy, too clean.
That was dope.
For people like me that have tiny attention spans, this is a fantastic read, and we'll be sharing that later on our Twitter page at Home of TSL. So be sure to check it out and whatnot. Now to my left, like I said, I have one of my favorite writers. His name goes by the name of Timmy.
Thank you.
You can also call him Inzaghi, aka the streets will never
You
forget.
can't forget. The streets can't forget.
Timmy, how you doing? What's going on?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's good to be here. You know, it's been a long way coming. The way from Abulegba to the world. It's been a long way coming.
The streets will
man.
never
You
forget.
can't forget. And I mean, it feels good to be here. Finally.
I can imagine. So
Right.
Timmy, before we even go on ahead, tell me now that football is back, you know, like how we've all looked forward to it. Shout out to Sportybet for 148 million.
Billion.
made you won
Billion.
on the first game
Right.
report. So it shows that people bet. What do you think is your own interesting take? Like the most interesting that happened to you this week?
This week, okay, basically, because I just saw it even before I came. It was Vardy, I don't know, against Tottenham when he scored, when he equalized for Leicester. Then the fans were booing, and I was just showing them that he has won one title, and they have zero.
That's enough.
That's huge.
That thing
That's
really
huge.
entered. That thing really entered. Now that Harry Kane has left, I don't know who will get the title first.
I don't know who has the cost. Is it Hurricane or is it Spurs?
Well, at this point, I don't know. I guess we'll find out soon enough. All right, to my right, oh God, I have someone I clearly describe as the next generation, the leader of the next generation of sports influencers in Africa. He has shared the spotlight with the likes of Obafemi Martins, Edafe Elegbete, Linda Eshun, Tega Onoja Ife. The man so big, had to name him twice. Please give it up for my man Bam Bam.
Up and grateful. I'm grateful.
Guy, where your what's up? I don't say any backflip.
And it doesn't want to do some
He doesn't wanna do
stuff. So you
You
get.
sure?
Well, yeah, man, it's great to be here. All those names you've mentioned and everyone that's been a part of the Sports Lounge story, I mean, we deserve to be here. So I really am grateful and I'm raring and ready to go.
All right, fantastic. So your own turn. What's your most interesting take that happened now that football is back?
Okay, so I'm going to put the spotlight on some guys that usually don't get the spotlight in La Liga.
Okay.
And I'm going to talk about the strikers from Celta Vigo and Mallorca, Vedat Muriqi and Iago Aspas. These guys are the OGs of La Liga, the semi-OGs of La Liga. They keep showing up for their teams every time. So I just thought, let's give this guy a shout-out. When Bellingham is not getting the accolades and all that, these guys are always there for their teams.
Also, like that, if we played La Liga FPL, those guys would be.
You need to have
Aspas,
those guys.
you
need to have
actually
those
must
guys.
have
You
Aspas.
need to have those guys in your
There's
team.
no way to go about it. All right, thank you very much. So I think we can dive right into the show now. So we're going to start with European roundup. We're going to talk about Arsenal and what they have to do to usurp Man City. How do we go about it? Could this be Arsenal's year? I mean, they came really close last year, and they've done it. There's been a lot of significant improvements. How we talk about them having the best defense as at the end of last season and whatnot. So I'm going to start with Timmy on my left here. So Timmy, what do you think Arsenal can do right now to stop Man City from their victory?
Two things, right? I think the manager needs to go.
Okay.
Honestly, I mean, he's good for the process, right? He's been fantastic. I'm a big fan of Arteta, but I think it doesn't just have that edge, that what you need the most actually to just be a winner. I don't think is right there. I mean, it's been 4 or 5 years now, and I don't think if it's still FA Cup, Community Shield, we are still counting. You're going to be what you've been since when you were fighting for fourth to qualify for the Champions League under Wenger. Do you understand what I'm saying? He's a good manager, right? But I think they need a winner to actually take them to dethrone Man City. Someone like maybe Ancelotti, like just people that know what it takes to actually win, not just to get there, not just premature. Do you get? And I think they need a striker too. 100%. If you're, I mean, like Bamiji said to me before this, if you're depending on Havertz to take you to glory, I mean, he did it for me. Excuse me, he did it for me with the Champions League.
Nobody asked, bro. Nobody asked.
But if you're depending on him as your 9 for a 38 league game campaign, he won't deliver the title to you.
Wow. I think Havertz has a lot of backlashing because I think Bamji, I saw your video on Instagram where you were asked certain questions about strikers and you just did Havertz debt.
Well, I mean, like Timmy said, and he used the right word, for a 38-game season. Just let's imagine it.
Gabriel Jesus is still there.
You know that one has even claimed to be. He said he's a winger, so you can't even put emphasis on that one. But let's just think about it. If you are a defender, and your next game is Arsenal, and the striker that is coming against you is Havertz, don't lie. Would you be worried?
No, I'll be playing FIFA the night before.
Be ready.
One thing Timmy said, because we need to give kudos to who deserves those kudos. And Pep Guardiola, I mean, he's a terrific manager. You need to go back to the ends of the earth to beat him. You need to be near perfect to beat. Look at Klopp. Klopp that brought energy football to Premier League claimed he was tired because of Pep. Do you get? So that's how difficult it is to usurp Pep. But two things, and you mentioned the striker.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back past 2 seasons, yeah? Erling Haaland was the top scorer in the Premier League last season with 27 goals. The closest to him was Bukayo Saka, 16 goals. That's 11 goal difference. I'll go back 2 seasons.
The closest in Arsenal, right?
In Arsenal.
Yeah.
I'll go back 2 seasons, 22-23. Haaland had 36 goals. The closest was Odegaard and Martinelli, who both had 15 goals each. If you want to mirror somebody and you want to beat them at what they do, you need someone to close that gap.
Right.
So Arsenal need to get that person, or they need to grow that person. Bukayo Saka is the closest person to. I know you don't like it.
It's not.
I know you don't like it, but
I don't
see, you don't need to like Saka. You just need to respect him. He keeps growing season after season, and
That's
So my point is, he's not that main guy they want him to be. I don't think he has I won't say mentality, because I mean he has shown himself he's this, is that.
Okay, then what is it? What does
But I just think he's not that. He's
not that guy that can win you those games that wins you.
so but he's growing.
I mean, yeah, I'll give him that.
Timmy, let's look at his trajectory. He's growing.
Like when
2
you
seasons
start
ago, it was 11,
When he
16.
started from Euros, where he missed
The penalty,
and he cried.
yeah.
Then he came back to the league, played a couple of games, and he apologized. All right. So before we go on to the break, I'm going to leave you with a very head-busting fact. Erling Haaland is 4th highest goal scorer in the Premier League in the last 5 years, and he's only been in the Premier League for 2.
Nah, it's terrific. This is his 4th season. I saw his stats. I think it's 91 goals in 100 games.
Yeah, it's done.
He's a machine.
See, before we even, and I'm saying that thing since, but before we even go to that part, let's take a quick break and head to the commercials. So welcome back to the Sports Lounge. Where we embody the lifestyle, spirit, and banter of sports fans all over. My name is Tomiwa, but you can call me Babyest of Boys. To my left, I have Timilen, aka Inzaghi. To my right, I have the man so big we had to name him twice, Bam Bam. So yeah, if you'd like to join the conversation, please, you can reach out to us on the number that will appear on your screen in the next few seconds.
or whatnot.
It's a solid start, solid foundation. If you want to, you have to. These are the teams you actually have to beat. Do you
Yes.
understand? But I mean, what we still said, those things are still missing, really. But I mean, kudos to Havertz, kudos to Saka. I'm not giving him the stick this season. I said I will be supporting him. I will fully support him. But
Why you dey fool now?
my fellow countryman, it's a new season, so yeah, let's leave
So
it
you
like that.
become Lumiso now.
Let me leave him.
Let's leave him. All right. So me, I have a fantastic point to make that might significantly increase Arsenal's chances of winning. Talking about Pep Guardiola's uncertainty at Manchester City is really driving. I'm sure that's the kind of things that will frustrate any management or any board that's in the back end. I think they've given him the deadline until like December for him to make his decision whether he wants to stay at the club or he wants to leave. But that was great. So, I mean, I can't say I wish Arsenal the best of luck. I guess shall just be here on this couch watching and see how it plays out. Moving on, I like this topic and it's sweet to me because there's a balance to it. To my left, I have a Chelsea fan. To my right, I have a Manchester United fan. So just know that the banter is just elite and it's about to get cracking. So let's talk about Manchester United first. Their first game, they played against Fulham, ended with a 1-0 goal by Xerxes. Personally, I actually thought that ball hit McTominay, but for him to find the footing to finish that ball, that's pure striker's instinct. You don't teach that. You're either born with it or you're not. So, Bamji, what do you think about Manchester United and their season so far?
I feel it was a necessary win because Erik ten Hag was a man who was just close to being sacked. I mean, after he deceived us with his bald head that had a very nice contour, we thought it was bringing something different to us. You started the season well. Then your next season, you decided to switch things up for no reason, and things didn't look good. Yeah, it didn't help that some players had some declines, but you personally, you need to be the manager.
Mention the players. Mention the players.
We'll get to that. I mean, the very first person is Casemiro. Are you good or not? Why are you deceiving me? Why are you deceiving Manchester United fans?
Well,
are you
Casemiro
good?
had a shout for player of the match against Fulham.
That's what I'm saying. But last season, he was on the floor all throughout the season. Olise used him to mop the grass.
Yellow card
In fact, I'm very sure Bayern watched that game
to sign
Olise. So the question is, now that a good structure has come in Ineos, because say whatever you want to say, the first thing they came in, they ensured the United stopped being the laughing stock of the transfer market.
Yes.
They got in the signings, they replaced Varane, they replaced Martial. They had to wait a bit to let some players go like Wan-Bissaka. Then they got in De Ligt and Majuai, who was absolutely amazing against Fulham, by the way. Yeah. So he needs to now go back to the drawing board. And what's the drawing board? Ineos, they've shown that they want, as good as they are as an organization, they want to see that translate to the pitch. They want to see an identity for Manchester United. And if Erik ten Hag is unable to do that, considering the fact that they almost replaced him just before he signed a new contract, it's going to be interesting to see how he, just builds the team to give us that identity. And another good shout is going to be against Brighton.
So I had a conversation with a Manchester United fan yesterday. See me talking like I'm not a Man U fan. We had a conversation with a Manchester United fan yesterday, and we're talking about like the influx of players and whatnot. And according to him, he had a concern. He said he felt like the Manchester United team was starting to become the Dutch National League locker room. What do you think about that? And his major concern wasn't that he was bringing in an influx of Dutch players. It was that the Dutch team isn't really that good right now. So
they're still packing them.
They're still packing them.
Very soon, they'll soon tell all of us to learn Dutch national anthem. I don't know. I just feel he said something in one of his conferences that he loves a family-related kind of environment, so that you have people that will fight for themselves and all of that. I don't know if that translates to that. It's a bit weird, but the question is: are these players are they doing what you want them to do? Mm-hmm. For example, Lisandro Martinez. I don't care if he comes from the Dutch league. We've seen him in the Premier League. We've seen him do his job.
He's literally put his blood on the line.
Exactly. So Malaysia, we've not seen that one, but when we did see, it was a good backup. He's back. He's training. It was an injury apparently.
Okay.
But whatever that is, the only time there will be an issue with it is if he's not translating to things on the pitch.
Yeah.
At least his Dutch players were parking. We're not parking anybody we see on the street like some Chelsea.
I won't dignify that.
We're going to enter that. You have
We are not entering there.
191 years player contract span. We shall be coming to you.
Methuselah.
Shall be coming to you, Timile. And also, to buttress that your point about the Dutch players playing well, I think the introduction of RVP into the managerial squad is going to give them... RVN, Van Nistelrooy, is going to give them a sort of leeway as a legend, both for the club and for country. Maybe they have something to look forward to and they have a reason to play and to fight for each other. Now, Timile, you're not escaping this. Please, let's hear your woes about Chelsea. And fun fact, Timile is the calmest Chelsea fan I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you for saying I'm calm.
You're the calmest.
Thank you.
That's cap, man. That's cap. TV is not cap. Go and check his Twitter at Timile_. TV is not calm anything.
All right, so Timile, what do you think about Chelsea's prospect this season? There's been a lot of talk about how you guys are signing players. Any small thing, anybody, 5, 6
anybody,
years.
Pastor
man.
Milan Bridge.
Anybody, man.
And they catch you.
Bro, they won't sign me, man. They won't sign. I'm coming down for my.
I was in front of one bank. I just saw some guys hold me.
Before what's going on, man?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
what's the plan?
I want to believe there's a plan, right? I don't
Guys,
want to, I want to believe there's a plan because we are carried on that ride too. Do you understand? Maresca is coming out to say, okay, he can only work with 22. If you're not working hard, blah blah blah. He's just yarning his own.
Maresca has said a lot of things.
He's just talking. He didn't put Madueke, in the first game because the guy had a fantastic preseason initially.
Yeah, he did.
But people had to complain. Then we saw him. I don't want to believe he's a social media manager, just like Southgate and the likes. But we have so many players with crazy contracts.
Bro.
It's ridiculous.
191 years.
Cumulative. I think the next is even Tottenham with like 97. That's almost over 100.
Yeah.
Do you get? So it's crazy. And with the way it's going, 191, it seems that we don't even have where these other players are going to. Because I can remember, there's just this talk of Ipswich and the likes. Now, he just asked Sterling, during the transfer window, like early in transfer window, they were already talking about Juve with Sterling and the likes. But I don't think he was talking to this guy that, bro, you're not in my plan. Just push.
I think he's
Do you
actually
get?
very...
It's now he's talking about that.
because
I'm
he's
saying
very
earlier,
vocal about
he wasn't talking about
Sterling
anything.
And Ben Chilwell.
When they asked him in the beginning of the season, it was just like he could only work with 22. Do you understand? He can't put everybody in the team. He was still working under those political answers. But now he's coming out to say, okay, Sterling, Chilwell, Disasi, or whatever, Chukwemeka, I don't know where those guys are going. And the transfer window will soon end. So eventually we'll have our club will be like ICM. we'll be
ICM on Sunday.
ICM on Sunday. We'll be packing players.
You know what's funny to me? I see some Chelsea fans defending the whole Sterling situation, and I really want to. It gets to a point in your life you need to start actually placing yourself in this place. Think you're the player. Imagine you're in an organization, and all of a sudden, after like 2 years, you're not doing very well, but after 2 years, you just try and enter the office, and you see that your
access card is not
access card is not working for no reason. And I feel that's really unfair to Sterling, because if you're coming big up and saying I'm arrogant, I don't care about this player, I don't care about that player, you need to have something to show for it. What does Maresca?
How did you know his name? How did you know his
Sorry,
name?
that was a slip of tongue. What does he have to show for it?
Nothing. He's not that guy. That's my point. You're not. It's not even like we won or we are winning.
I feel like to balance the conversation, if you look at it from like a management perspective, it's good business, because if you see most of the players that they're signing, their salary wages are capped at like 60,000. That's the average. I think that's the average for the Premier League. So they are between 60 and 80,000 per month, and they have huge bonus signings. So this is meant to be more of like motivation for the players to play well. But now in a situation like you have under Sterling, like look at João Felix just came back. He signed, I think, a 5 or 6 year contract.
Superstar.
5-year contract with a 1 year option, like 1 more year as an option. What if he doesn't ball?
He will ball.
Good question.
No.
Ball.
What about Sterling now?
João Felix
Who
will ball.
believed that Sterling was going to play the way he played?
What do you mean the way he play? I don't understand. I say Sterling didn't play well.
No, this is not the Sterling we know.
I mean, he's getting older now.
Fine, but still, it's not the Sterling we were accustomed to.
So are you saying Sterling didn't perform how you expected him to perform.
Yes, he did not.
Or he didn't perform under a Pep Guardiola system. The way you can't compare managers. We change managers every season. Pep Guardiola has been to Stamford Bridge 9 times. They have faced 7 different managers. Do you know how crazy that is? There's a new face every day. He's greeting new people every day.
But see, that's the point I'm trying to make. If you sign someone on a 7-year contract,
Right.
fine, you're giving security to the players, but what happens after 2 years? Like
When they're
Sterling
not
now,
good anymore.
they say they don't want him anymore. What's going to happen? It's going to be hard to sell those players.
And then
I mean,
to be
we still have
honest,
Lukaku,
Another
bro.
thing, oh God,
Exactly, that's my point. So, see, this is what I feel here. You're a new manager. You come into a new system. The first thing you should do is, what are my senior players? What are the more experienced players? Let me talk to these guys. Guys, look, this is a new regime. Let's do this, let's do that. Because they're the most senior players. Alonso didn't always have a good time at Chelsea. Rudiger didn't always have a good time at Chelsea. But new managers came in and they picked up because they were able to understand what the manager was saying. But Maresca,
Guy,
Bamji,
you know
has
his
come
name,
again
Bamji, you know his
to
name.
bring a different makeup, and he's coming to say,
Different makeup.
Guy, don't
I don't rate
kill me,
him.
man.
Don't worry,
kill
we'll
me.
see now. We'll see.
We'll see
42
what
players who play. I mean, in the Conference League,
guess
we're
so.
going to Nazareth to go and play football.
I think we're being a little harsh on Maresca because if you look at what's going on right now, a lot of players are valuing that idea of signing a young generational talent. That's why you see clubs don't go after players like Ivan Toney anymore. See Sterling having issues leaving the club. I think that senior man prospect. I think right now the purest senior man that's in the Premier League, like you mentioned, is Jamie Vardy.
Baller.
That's
Okay.
the seniorest of senior men now.
Ish, yeah.
They're the Premier League, club football, internet. They don't value that anymore. Gone are the days when people will go to Manchester United to retire. You had the likes of Schweinsteiger that came to.
What's Casemiro doing? I don't understand.
Look, I mean, Casemiro is at least trying.
Say gone are the days.
He's at least trying and he's doing his thing. But yeah, that's it. I think it's time for us to move on to the La Liga. Currently, I know next time I buy the next EAFC, I know I'm using Madrid because that team just looks wicked.
So good, man. So good.
It looks too good. And they really showed that class in the Super Cup against Atalanta. They nearly killed our boy Ademola Lookman. He put his blood on the line.
Bro.
I think it was after that game, he was like, you know what, I can't stay in this club. And he's been so keen on it that he's been left out of training for Atalanta for a bit. That's the last time I heard.
Yeah.
And he's seriously looking for a club, considering I think the move he was really looking forward to was PSG. But I think that has crashed. So we're still on the balance. About certain things. Now, go back to Madrid. What is Ancelotti cooking in terms of balance? We know Ancelotti is the eyebrow-raising merchant, but we didn't see that in their first game against Mallorca. It just seemed like there was something going on. There was no balance. You have a team that has the likes of Jude Bellingham, you have Rodrigo, you have Vinicius, you acquired Mbappe. That's a team that any defender in his right mind will pee himself if he sees those guys coming up towards him. So, Timmy, you start the conversation. Open the floor. What do you think is going on? Do you think this is just a matter of chemistry, getting to know themselves, or you feel like this is a problem that will linger on moving forward?
You see, I've seen a couple. I mean, those 2 games they played, the one against Atlanta and this one against Mallorca. There's a way. Obviously, we know it's new. Do you understand? It's a new environment. I mean, for having, but if you're getting a main man, do you understand? At some point, the chemistry has to link with him.
Yes.
Do you understand? It's not just about what you guys were doing before.
Yeah.
Now you have to look at how he plays and how he can. And he's also not that 9. He's not that striker. Do you understand? So he's also adjusting to that position, really.
Yeah.
So eventually, we know everything will work. I've seen the matches I watched. I saw how there was chemistry in the box. I'm not even joking with you. The way they were holding the ball and the likes. But I think the problem is actually shooting. That's what I saw against Mallorca.
They kept getting each
The
other's
time
way.
to actually shoot
They
the
kept
ball.
getting each other's
Everyone is just playing. But I know with time, everything will be solid and we'll be scared. You should be worried. Because, I mean, I'm in the Conference League. I'm not worried.
Why do you sound like you want to cry, bro?
I'm not worried. So I don't know. I mean, that's the people's fish to fry. Oh, you're not. Man, you're in Europa now.
Yeah, I'm in Europe.
Okay, we are together now.
How are we together? How is Europa and Conference League?
We'll meet.
You're not there
we'll
yet.
meet.
You're not there yet. Just relax. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. So I feel like Ancelotti, time and time, has proven himself as a fantastic coach. Mbappe, Ebola, you could see from that goal he scored in the European Cup.
Yeah.
I was so sure he was going to score on his debut. And if you notice it, he wasn't like he was a threat all through the match. But the moment that you forget a player like Mbappe is on the field, you are in trouble.
You snooze, you lose.
You snooze, you lose.
I came up with an analogy for it that I think we should all be able to refer to. You all have watched Avatar, right? I mean, when the
Which
Avatar,
one, the last Airbender, or
the cartoon one, anyone.
Okay.
When the Avatar was first discovered, he had the ability to firebend. Oh, we have a call?
Right. Sorry, please speak up. We can't hear you.
We have a call. Yeah.
Hello? We have a caller on the line. I think he's experiencing
network.
network issues. So, Bamji, your point you were saying?
All right. So as I was saying, when he was first discovered, he had the ability to firebend, earthbend, and waterbend. But the only thing that he had was the airbending. Yeah. So it took time, it took learning, it took determination to be able to master all these elements. Think of Rodrigo as water. Think of Bellingham as earth. Think of Mbappe.
I'm still
as
struggling
fire.
with this analogy.
giving
Hold
us-
on,
I'm
hold
just
on,
giving us
hold on.
assignments.
Hold on.
All right,
hold on.
Bamji, before you go on with your analogy, we have a caller on the line. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us? If you can hear me, please, who is on the line?
Yes, my name is PJ.
Sorry, your network is breaking seriously. We can barely hear you.
I'm calling from Lagos and
TJ.
CJ. Okay, so on the line we have CJ from Lagos. CJ, how are you doing? Oh, CJ, please can you try calling us back after we go on our next break? So yeah. All right, so Bamji, please make your point so we can go on.
So
break.
basically, all these elements put together make the avatar the strongest.
Right.
If there's anybody you can trust or rely on to get these guys working together, it's Ancelotti.
Honest.
So Madrid fans need to
Be calm.
be patient.
Yeah.
Ancelotti will find a way. If he's not afraid to say Vinicius go to the bench. He's not afraid to say Rodrigo go to the bench. That's one man that he's not afraid to. So just give Ancelotti time to cook. He's cooking.
All right, fair enough. So we'll continue the conversation in a bit. Thank you for tuning in. Please do not change that dial. See you soon. All right, you're welcome back to the Sports Lounge, where we embody the lifestyle, spirit, and banter of sports fans all over. Before we went on the break, we quickly spoke about Real Madrid and Ancelotti balancing superstars. Now we're going to quickly head on to our FPL, our Fantasy Premier League. Most people don't know this, but we have a Fantasy Premier League tournament called the Home of TSL Champions. And today we'll be showing a video of the person that won the last game week. I think he won with 98 points.
That's properly. But
Proper 98 points.
okay.
That's actually, me that.
I don't want to hate.
Hello, good morning.
Okay, hi, good morning. We have a caller on the line. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me? What's your name
Yeah, I
and
can
where are
hear
you
you.
calling from?
Hello,
What?
good morning. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud
I
and
can hear
clear.
you.
So what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Eniola. I'm calling from Omodi.
Okay, hi Eniola, how you doing?
I'm doing very well.
So Eniola, what's up now? What do you have for us?
Well, I just called you to hear you guys. I'm super excited to see my guys on TV.
Yeah,
TV and you, Tomoa.
Mama, I made it. Eniola, thanks man, I really appreciate. What do you think about the
And-
conversation so far? I know that you're a Manchester United fan. What do you think about your
Yeah, I
prospects
mean,
this season?
the Madrid conversation was very interesting. Unfortunately, Bamiji would say that Madrid should give Ancelotti some time, but that's not going to happen. You know the club you are in. You've gotten Mbappe in the door. Champions League straight up, or you failed. So there's no time for wasting.
Fair enough.
Valid point, man. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling. Really appreciate it. Thank
No
you for the
problem, guys.
support and
Let me not
everything.
hold up the line. Let me let other people call in.
All right,
See you on the
man.
other.
All right.
Much appreciated. Bless up. So we're talking about the Fantasy Premier League. We're still going to banter Timile's team. Or should we start with bantering Timile's
Let's
team?
leave that one
Do
now.
you know what Timmy does
Not
for
today.
FPL?
What does he do?
Timmy does not look at form or fixture. He checks which of these players is as fine as me. And he goes to captain Isak. Where there's Haaland, there's Salah.
Bamji, there's no money
Shame
for
on you,
these
man.
guys now. Haaland is like 15M. I almost took money from my OP. Like, there's no money for these guys now. My midfield was stacked up with Salah and Co. I captained Isak because, preseason it was popping. What's happening? Why did they do me like
I have
that?
a question for you. You've seen Salah's record on game week 1 of all Premier
And you
League.
decided to
And
captain
you decided
someone
to
that looked
captain
like you.
Isaac.
'cause,
Did you guys captain?
I
both
captain
of you
Salah.
have,
I won't let you. You captain Salah.
Captain Salah.
I captain
I think
Salah.
anybody in there right
There's
now
a
is
reason why you're the
captain
last
Salah.
out of the three of us.
Actually, with
Let's
significant
move on.
gap,
Let's move on.
I think we both. I have 80 points. You have 70.
We don't need to talk about.
Let's talk
Both of us are ahead of
But ahead
That's
of
what we
me.
need to talk about.
Ahead in front.
But
See you this week.
I saw you had a very good midfield. How were you able to combine those guys in the midfield? You have Salah, Son.
I borrowed money. I'm owing FPL like this. I have Salah, Son, Kudus, Bruno, Odegaard.
That's a
Come
good-
on
that's a
paper,
good midfield.
100%.
That's a
man.
good midfield.
But I fell off actually in FPL. I fell off. I used to be a star now. I forgot about it. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Let's go to our game with one winner, Eddie Iyama. He used the bench boost to win, but let's hear from him himself.
Well, thank you guys so much. I'm super gassed to come out as the manager of the week. Well, first of all, I want to thank TSL community. It's super glad to be a part of the TSL community. I've been playing FPL for quite some time now, just with my mates and a couple of my friends. Just never been part of a huge community like this one. So I'm super glad to be a part of the TSL community. And my strategy for game week 1 was pretty simple, just to hit the ground running. From the first game week, there was no special strategy. And although I used the chip for the first game week, which served a good purpose at the end. But yeah, it was mostly to just hit the ground running. And I think I will. With consistency, I will finish. Top 5, top 6. Not to get ahead of myself, but obviously the goal is to win. So yeah.
Great one for me, man. He what he did was that he said, this game week, Nami go win now. Because I don't see how anyone uses their bench boost in the first
one.
this
Speaking of the bench boost, I'm looking at.
have a call.
Oh, hi, hello. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Hello, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Sorry about that. We lost him on the line. Speaking of the bench boost, it was a good team. I think he would have actually done rounds without using the bench boost. Maybe not as much as 98 points. Because I'm looking at the team now and I see that 2 of his players got 0 points. And then 2 of his players, the remaining 2 got 2 points. Winks and Minter got 2 points and 4 points.
Sounds like
so just
my
6
team.
points off.
Sounds like my team. Those 2 points. 2 points.
All right. Hello. What's your name and where are you calling from? Your name is what? Oh, I think we lost the caller too. Wow, what a betrayed.
Are they all using glue?
Your name is what? Ifedotun. Ifedotun, how you doing? How body?
I'm good. Also, how you guys doing?
We're good, man. We're good. So what's up now? What's your take on the conversation so far?
Yeah.
Ifedotun, can you hear us? I think we lost him.
Is this still online?
I think the phone lines are jamming like crazy. But anyway, congratulations to Eddie Yama.
Big congrats, bro.
I'll
Big
make sure I
congrats.
win. I'll make sure I win this
Big
week.
congrats, bro.
So I
Big
can do
congrats,
my
bro.
videos. Take my mom, take my babe. Take my
But looking towards this game week, who are you guys captaining this
Whenever
show?
I'm captaining Salah.
Now who you
Wait,
get
so
to
you're
be
really going
captain?
without Haaland again?
I don't have the money, Bamiji.
Haaland is 15 million.
I don't
bro.
have the money. Thomas, do you have Haaland?
I don't have Haaland now.
I'm,
Bamji has Haaland and
And
Salah. I don't
Salah.
know how he did it.
He's a banker. He's a
He
banker.
took everything from me.
All right.
does
What's
it
your
call?
name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is CJ, calling from Lagos, Ajawa State.
How you doing now, buddy?
TJ, what's good, bro?
Everything nice, man.
It's Jiggy.
What you guys are doing is really nice, man. Yeah, I'm really proud of you.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
man.
I think I'm going to be relating more with Timmy because I'm also a Chelsea
My
fan.
guy.
Timmy, your guy is telling you can go and learn Chinese or Arab language because that's where it's going to, man. We don't need him in our club anymore. That's what I can say. Then I also want to ask you, what do you think about our squad and the way they are treating these players? Because we bought young boys, we bought Morera, we bought Dacho Fofana, we bought Casade, and these are talented players, Andre Santos, but it didn't give. Chelsea has not given them any chance to prove themselves. You understand? Me personally, I think Dacho Fofana is better than that gooey guy. You understand? Morera is better than Sterling. You get me? So these boys, what do you think about Chelsea treating these boys like this? Me personally, I'm not happy about it. You understand?
Actually,
What do you think about our
honestly,
squad depth? I know.
So what I think is he's right, because we signed those young guys like last summer or 2 summers before, David Washington, Morera, Datro Fofana, who we even saw do well for Burnley. I mean, last season and the likes. But that's another crazy thing with the change of coaches. Everybody's coming with who they want, the profile they want, the profile they like. So now these young guys are not even getting the opportunities. Now we signed another young guy, Gil from Barca. At least Maresca is giving this guy some 2 minutes, 3 minutes, even if the guy missed me an open post against Servette. But just like you said, we are not treating those young guys well. I mean, at least grow some into the team. At least we've seen, we know how good Casade is, especially. I remember Inter, very solid footballer. You get, and there's this Andre Santos guy too that we have. He went to Nottingham Forest on loan at some point. Very good footballers. We're not giving them the room to improve or even show what they're like. You cannot play in the Premier League if you're not being introduced to the Premier League properly. You groom them in. I remember when they were easing Garnacho into the league, and this is someone that like was there. But you still have to like ease these guys in so they can perform for you. If you're not giving them any chance and you're saying they're not good enough, they will actually never be good enough to play in the Premier League. Do you understand what I'm saying? So those young guys, now that we're in Conference League, I think there's room for everybody. These guys can play now, these introductory stages and everything. Just ease them into the team. Let everybody ball.
I was talking to Chukwemeka in VI. I saw him recently. Okay.
All right, please. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Fedor. I'm calling from Lagos.
Okay, how are you doing?
I think that's a Fedorton. We can hear you, Fedorton. Go on.
He's gone.
Yeah, how you guys doing?
We're good, man.
We're good.
I just wanted to chip in quickly into the Madrid conversation where you guys were talking about their team being tilted one way.
Okay.
So I feel like they have players that can balance the squad. They have a team that can balance the squad. It's just a matter of big ego sitting on the bench, right? Or coming in to play limited minutes. And in the course of the season, I think that will balance out. You probably have players like Brahim Diaz, players like Adegula get a few more minutes, and those guys are right side inclined. Maybe Federico Valverde as well playing on the right. So I feel like you've bought new players, you had existing players in the squad. You just don't throw them to the bench. You just have to find a way to make it work first. And if it doesn't work, you take drastic measures. That's just my take.
Brilliant. I absolutely agree with him. What I was saying, Ancelotti would soon realize that, if this isn't working, I have Adagula at the bench, who has a brilliant left foot and
100%.
is very capable of balancing the team, like Ife just said. So, brilliant point.
Ife Dotun with the brilliant analysis. Ife Dotun, come home. The kids miss you. So moving on to our next segment. Want to thank these athletes for giving us the funniest moments that happened in sports last week. And the list goes on, starting with the Israel Adesanya Duplessis game. Drake bet $450,000.
Let's show them the video.
Big right hand, 3 in a row for Duplessis, and now drags Adesanya down. Straight to throwing one hook in. Let's see if.
Oh, he's got the choke. He's got the choke.
Duplessis.
Oh,
I have never in my life seen Israel at this one tap out like that.
See, all I want to say, Drake, wherever you are, can you bet $1 billion that I will not make $1 billion before the end of the year? Please.
That's
Help
2
my
billion.
life. Because I don't know, the rate of his losses are
Stakes, yeah.
alarming, man.
He has the money.
Wow.
He has the money. That's simply what it is.
Wow.
Then I'm moving over
Let's go to number 4.
We'll move over to the fourth funniest video that we found interesting. Joining the conversation about Madrid overloading the left flank.
It's like Beyonce is managing Madrid, man. Because how can the striker, the left winger, and the right winger, all at
Bro, if you watch the game, they just kept giving back, they just kept backhilling the ball to each other because they kept getting each other's way.
Even the goal came from all of them being at the left.
Yes. So, we already said give Ancelotti some time. By the time he raises his eyebrow now. So we're moving over to one of my favorite songs. Cucurella absolutely dropped a banger with this during the Euros.
My boy.
Jala tiembla, que viene Cucurella. Jala tiembla.
How do you come up and say?
I'm not talking about this.
How do you come up and say you like you're trying to banter Haaland or you're bringing Haaland to your? See, he did well in the Euros though. Thumb up to you, but why are you putting Haaland in your song?
Bro! And the song is actually a jam. When we were playing it, I was dancing.
I reserve my comments. About,
Of course you reserve your comments.
I will not say anything.
Your bias is showing. Your bias is showing. All right, next up, we're going to move over to Mosquera, letting his intrusive thoughts play during the game.
I'm going to cover my face for this one.
During the game against Arsenal.
I'm just going to say one thing. His girlfriend hit him up and said, I'm home alone. That's the only reason. Only reason why this guy will be feeling that way on the pitch. Why are you choking and grabbing, man?
Bro, my guy thinks he's 50 Shades. This is 50 Shades of
2 in
Mosquera.
1.
I'm sorry, how didn't he get a red card?
I don't know.
Bro, how did he get a card for both? Because if you look at it, that's low-key sexual harassment. And they gave Fabian Shah a red card for pulling a mini Zidane. See, that first one, you can say he nearly let his emotions overwhelm him. But you see, that second one
was pure intention.
He knew what he was.
Pure.
He was like,
you knew what you were doing.
Like,
See this position.
All right, please. Let's move over to number 1. We have so now, anytime Ronaldo is about to take a free kick, you're advised to wear headgear.
No matter where you are. No matter where you are.
What is it?
Wait.
Haven't you done enough?
What was he doing like this?
Is that the ball will call like this? Is that the ball will call like
Rumor
this?
has it that ball is still levitating.
Like, Ronaldo, what is it? Like, you're one of the greatest players in the world. Allow somebody else to take these things, please. Is it until somebody dies?
He's already looking like witchcraft.
Please.
Let it go, man. Let it go.
Bro, I'm sorry.
That was freaky.
No, this is just crazy. I think this buttress, anybody that wants to say anything, this buttresses the argument that I think it's time for Ronaldo to just chill.
It's time
it's time for Ronaldo to chill. Thank you so much for being along with us on this journey. For people that don't know, the Sports Lounge actually started in a living room where we'll just invite our friends over, we'll talk sports, and then look, you realize that everything we said, the pundits repeated after us. So kind of meant that we're on the right track. 3 years on, we're in the studio. And I just want to say a big thank you on behalf of TSL, the TSL community and whatnot. We love you guys. A couple of us called. We really appreciate it. So before we end the show, Timilein, 2 bombs. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Please enjoy the rest of the day and have a wonderful time.